Welcome to the Great Awakening Ministry. I am Minister and Yogini Joanne Lee. And on this week's show, back again, is the wonderful Noémi Bates. Noémi has been a dedicated practitioner of King Yoga for over 25 years, leading workshops and King Yoga experience events at the Aetherius Temple in London, as well as regular practice sessions with the Awakening Through King Yoga International online community. She is a firm believer in the transformational power of mystic yoga breathing, mantra chanting, spiritual healing, prayer, and the practice of positive visualization and affirmation. On this show, we talk about the 9 freedoms from limitation to liberation. Episode 1, we explored this timeless wisdom that transcends religion and philosophy, focusing on the first of the 3 freedoms: bravery, love, and service. Learn how to live courageously, love universally, and serve selflessly on your spiritual path.
UK Health Radio, the station that makes you feel good.
Hello, how are you?
How are you?
I'm very good, thank you very much. Nice to see you
Nice
again.
to see you. I've been just reading the 9 freedoms and I'm really excited as well.
Brilliant. That's fantastic. Okay, so yes, well, I'm very excited as well because it's a fantastic book, and it's a wonderful way for us to find out what is the purpose of our life here.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Will I ever leave this earth, and where will I go when I do leave this earth, and how will I get there? And I think the important question also is that, am I in control of my own destiny? I think that was very, very important for me when I was searching on my spiritual path to find that one out.
Yeah.
And when I came across the 9 freedoms, it really outlines our evolutionary path. And it will always point us forward towards the direction we should all be heading. And one day we will all be heading, everyone on this planet will go down on this path. And just those who are not familiar, this is the book.
The 9 freedoms from limitation to liberation. Yeah.
Yes.
Lovely. Lovely. Wow. And yes, so why do the 9 freedoms matter? And, are these teachings universal?
They matter very much because they're showing us the path we should all be heading. And just to name these freedoms are bravery, love, service, enlightenment, cosmic consciousness, ascension, interplanetary existence, Saturnian existence, and solar existence, because there is life beyond this earth, and we'll be going into the more advanced freedoms later on in the show. But what makes the 9 freedoms so powerful is that it's not tied to any one religion or any one belief system. It's universal truth. Anyone can relate to it. In fact, it speaks to all of us, no matter who we are, regardless of our background. And it will give us something we can all apply in a very practical way in our everyday life.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And please share a little bit about who was Dr. King and how he received these communications to write, the book, and he received the 9 freedoms.
Yes, Dr. George King was a Western master of yoga, and he practiced various forms of yoga, in particularly the higher forms of yoga, for some 10 years, 8-9 hours a day, as well as having a full-time job. So as you can imagine that through this diligent practice of yoga, he's coming from the yoga tradition, he started doing his practices after the Second World War. So he was able to raise Kundalini into higher chakras in full. And that is important because we raise Kundalini to a smaller degree on a daily basis because otherwise we could not live, we could not exist. But Dr. King developed himself to such an extent that he was able to use his full concentration, I think this is key, full concentration to raise this female primeval force, which is lodged in the base of the spine, take it up through each chakra in full into a higher chakra, something like third eye or Christ center. And in that state, he entered a deep meditative state, also known in the East as samadhi. And in this state, he was able to receive messages from masters on this world and also beyond. In 1961, between February 12th and March the 15th, an intelligence, a great master from another world called Mars Sector 6 communicated through him the 9 freedoms. And Dr. King used a trance mediumship, which meant he entered this very high elevated state of consciousness. Kundalini was risen into a high chakra. He was completely detached from all his own conscious mind, and he was purely focusing on a carrier beam which was projected by this intelligence. So he was focused on this carrier beam, and the message of Mars Sector 6 was relayed through him. And it also has been recorded. If anyone is interested, they can listen to the voice of Mars Sector 6 and tune into his high vibration, and he's got very powerful presence as well. So Dr. King in this state received word for word the message of Mars Sector 6, which is the 9 freedoms. So that's how it was received. It's a very unique state of trance mediumship Dr. King used for hundreds of occasions.
Yes.
He received hundreds of these messages over the years.
That's amazing. You have to be in such a high vibration to receive that. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And the freedoms are described as a signpost on our evolutionary path. What does this mean to you personally?
Yes, they were delivered to awaken us, to awaken the rise of consciousness in anyone who reads them.
Yeah.
If we're really honest, it's a study material. It's not enough just to read it once. I find it more and more I read it, more I discover, more I realize, more I understand. So really given a glimpse to the end goal of our spiritual attainment. And we'll have a deeper desire, greater desire to follow these steps along our spiritual or evolutionary path. And it's not an easy path, but it's a sure path which will lead us step by step to freedom, which will be lasting. And I would like to quote Dr. King when he says about the 9 freedoms. He says that this mystic text is a wise, all-knowing light which will guide you from the karmic confines of earth through glorious ascension into lasting freedom.
Wow.
And it's beautiful. And I think it's very fitting calling them freedoms because they explain our evolutionary journey from limitation to liberation into ascension, which is the final initiation, if you like, on this earth. And from there on, life doesn't stop. We continue our evolutionary journey and into cosmic existence. And for me, this is an important work of spiritual philosophy. And what makes this text unique is that it goes beyond concepts of nirvana, of heaven, and really revealing our journey, our evolutionary journey into cosmic existence. And it also gives us a purpose of life, the meaning of life, why we are here. For me, it was always a very important question when I was searching on my spiritual path. And what I love about the 9 freedoms is that anyone can follow this and we can apply it in our daily life. And we can go into that a bit more during this show, how people can apply these freedoms in their daily life. Yeah. So the 3 ones we are going to focus on today is bravery, love, and service.
And why is bravery before them all? Why is bravery before, love and compassion? Because, yes, tell us that.
So when we examine ourselves, when we look at our life, we can, if we are honest with ourselves, and I think it's very important to be honest with ourselves, we can see our limitations that we carry with us, and they can manifest in many ways and many forms. One of them is fear.
Fear, yes.
Unfortunately, we all experienced it. We know how much fear can hold us back and stop us from expressing our higher nature, our true self. Because when we are fearful, we also stop the higher chakras functioning correctly. And that's why courage is so essential in every aspect of our life, which is why it is the first freedom. So some people might think, bravery is a surprising step, but not really, because we can't do anything without courage.
Yes.
Even when we are searching for truth, it takes courage. To recognize truth, it takes even more courage. And to live by this truth, once we have found it, I think this is the key. By following our spiritual convictions, our chosen path, it takes even greater courage, because we have to detach from what our friends and family might think of our choices. I would like to quote, if I may, Mars Sector 6 from this freedom, when he says man, and we must remember that back then in the 60s, they used a very different language. When he says man or mankind, he refers to humanity, women, men, children, and refers to earth as terror. So when he says man upon terror, today is beset by strange fears, which imprison his actions, his very outlook, which imprison his mind, even his psychic abilities. Because fear can come in many forms. Insecurity, jealousy, hate. Unfortunately, we are familiar with them. For example, some people are afraid of flying, even though it's one of the safest ways to travel. So that's why I was saying that it's very, very important to look at our life, why certain things are happening to us, and what are the things that are really holding us back.
Yes. And also the fear of stepping out of your comfort zone, of the known, to be on your spiritual journey. That's what the dark night of the soul is. We all must go through this darkness and stepping out of familiar, and another big fear is, of course, the fear of death. But our consciousness continues in miraculous celestial ways. There is no death, is there? It's just beautiful. Yeah. Wow. And studying fear coldly and without emotion. How can this practice help us detach from that daily? Detach from that. That's really amazing.
It is, and we can all do it. We can definitely detach from it. What we have to do, I would like to quote again, because I think these texts are absolutely fantastic. Mars Sector 6 says, break away from this fear by delving deep within yourself. So we are told what to do, and discovering the great dormant powers which are latent there. Break away from this tight bondage by so enlightening yourself that this weapon may be rendered useless. Then he continues, study fear for what it is. Study it coldly without emotion. You will discover that it is but a state of mind which you have formulated for yourselves. Yeah. So we are here again told that to go within, which we can do it through meditation, through prayer, deep rhythmic breathing. Again, it's a fantastic way to bring peace, to harmony, balance into our lives. Mantra chanting, it all will take us within and make us focus. It draws us to our higher self, which is all-knowing, all-powerful self. And once we have gone within, we will discover the great powers which we have within us. And it says that if we break away from this tied bondage, which is fear, which is holding us back, we'll gradually will become more enlightened. And this weapon, he calls it as weapon fear, will become useless. So studying it, our fear, studying the situations we are going through, why they are happening, detaching from all the emotions that are attached to that experience or to that fear, we will discover that we can do something about it once we know what is holding us back, and we can rise above it. So it's important to understand fear. What is that fear? Because all knowledge will lead us to freedom. And more we seek to understand, the less there is to fear.
Yes.
Because we only fear what we don't know, what we don't yet know, what we don't understand. And once we gain understanding, we come closer to enlightenment as well. So the key is detachment, as I
I
mentioned
love
earlier.
what he says about going within, going within and searching within and releasing that darkness, because we all have the darkness within. Releasing that, embracing that darkness, letting it go allows us to hold more light, does it not? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Very, very important to manifest that light, because we are all light beings. Within us, there's this beautiful spark of God, which connects us all. We all came from one source, and we just have to take away the layers of limitation we have put around ourselves, so that our light may shine forth in greater light, in greater beauty, and it will.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's really lovely. And how does understanding karma help us live with greater courage and less fear? Because this is everything is karma, isn't it? We're all
24 hours a day.
yeah.
There's no
There's no
hiding
escape
from
from the
it. And what's interesting about karma, I love karma, I must say, I do love karma. What's interesting is that in this text, Master Sector 6 says that we don't need to fear people as long as we live in harmony with the law of karma. Because what we give out, we get back, we receive back. So when we are kind to people, we will receive kindness from people. When we give out love, we will receive love. And when we apply this very, very basic law of the universe in our daily life, fear of other people will fall away, and we'll be free to live with greater courage. It's a universal law. There is no hiding from it. Everything on earth, everything in creation is governed by this one guiding law. And as I mentioned, 24 hours a day, we generate our karma, depending on our actions, depending on our thinking, and even we generate karma when we are asleep, because part of our consciousness is still active. So 24 hours a day, we shape the future we experience, either positively or negatively. And we also shape the conditions of our future lives, because we have more than one life. You mentioned earlier that when we die, we don't pass on. Our consciousness continues living and experiencing and generating karma again. So we continue living, but on a different frequency of vibration. And then when a time comes, and then we reincarnate into another body and live on this physical realm to gain further experiences. So this circle of living, karma and reincarnation continues until we can break away from this chain. And we walk through ascension, and which we'll be talking about in more depth in future shows. I would also like to say is karma is not a punishment.
Yes.
I love karma because karma is fair.
Yes.
It's not something to fear. It's something to embrace.
Yes.
I
And
heard
it takes
people.
away, it takes away the we have to take responsibility. It makes us take responsibility for our thoughts, feelings, words, and actions to make them of a more righteous, sacred nature. It's because everything that we give out, what you give, you shall receive. Yes.
And it's a lesson. That's why it's been put there because to teach us because we are here to go through these wonderful steps as outlined in the 9 freedoms, and there's the 9 major steps we will all follow, regardless of our background, of our religious belief, of our overall belief. There are steps we will all take, and karma will help us to follow these steps. And if we try to stray from the path where we're supposed to be heading, karma will show us, no, that's not the way. You need to go back. And it will teach us through lessons, through experiences on earth. And rather than resisting karma, we should embrace it. Every experience is a lesson. That's why we're here on this earth, to learn, to grow, to experience, and eventually to rise above our limitations. Every experience is a wonderful opportunity to break another shackle that holds us to this earth. The Buddhists call it the wheel of rebirth. That once we can break away from this wheel of rebirth,
Wow. Beautiful. And can you share an exercise to cultivate bravery? Because I think it's so important. We cannot move upon our spiritual path unless we are brave to do so.
Absolutely. That's why it's the first freedom, bravery, courage.
Yes.
Again, whenever something happens in our life, just ask yourself, what is this experience teaching me? And it could be an unpleasant experience, a painful experience. It could be an elevating experience, because we go through it all. What is the lesson here for me to learn? So when we approach karma in this way, we begin to walk the path of wisdom and coming closer to liberation. So we can also visualize ourselves fearless and using positive affirmation. So once we recognized what that fear is, or what is that experience that we need from that lesson, then we can change ourselves, then we can learn from it, and then we can use visualization, very, very powerful, our visualization, see us rising above that limitation, rising above that fear. And you can also use positive affirmation, which is positively reprogramming our conscious mind. You could create your own affirmation, or you could use a generic one, which is very well known. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better and better and better. And more you visualize yourself doing it, more you say it out loud, or you could do it mentally when you're walking on a street, with great conviction, with great belief, more powerful it will become, and more you will start manifesting it. And you become more confident and fearless as well. So that's a very simple practice we can all do.
Wow. And are we limited by our environment, to achieve our goals? And how does the role of bravery illuminate the role of bravery on our spiritual path? So, rising above our environment, rising above, the situations that we find ourselves in, does that limit us?
I think it's very, very important, and I think quite a lot of people will be able to relate to that. Some might go through extremely difficult life, and they might think, they might feel stuck. But there are many people born into hardship, without a doubt. But many of them, through sheer determination and hard work, because we have to put hard work into it, they manage to rise above their circumstances, achieve their dreams. That's where the visualization comes into it, and positive affirmation. If you really start visualizing yourself rising above your environment, using affirmation, then you'll become more positive and then give you that extra strength. And yes, we can all rise above our environment. And this really illustrates that we are not bound by our environment. We can rise above that too. Our thinking, as I mentioned, plays a huge role, whether we realize it or not. But if we do that one single practice of visualization and positive affirmation, we can turn it around.
Yes.
Because we can change our karma. We are the masters of our own ship. We can rise above our environment, and we can choose to cultivate a more positive perspective on our life. And there's always someone worse off than we are. All we have to do is turn on the TV and watch the news. It's extremely depressive, especially when we look at the news in Gaza, in Ukraine. There's lots of devastation. So many people are suffering, lost their loved ones, lost their homes, starving. There are many, many crises all around the world.
Congo, it's terrible. Yes, millions.
But believe it or not, I know you do, but many people may not realize that despite all this, the greatest crisis on earth is not a political one, not an economical one, not even the environmental one, but it's a spiritual one.
Yeah.
Because if we can all come together, if we can all radiate this wonderful love energy, after all, we came from one divine source, we are all connected. Every one of us is a spark of God. And our purpose on this earth to spiritualize ourselves, all matter all around us. And if we can manifest this beautiful love through our actions, there won't be war, there won't be strife in the world, there won't be suffering. And it really beautifully takes us into the second freedom, which is love. Love energy.
I truly believe that there are more beautiful, loving happenings going on in this world than there are bad. It's just that we only see, I'm not only allowed to see they only put the negative on there because that causes the fear. Yeah, that's why we have to take ourselves away from all of that, and go within our own intuition and touch the beautiful divine love light energy of source, of God, goddess within, and express that out to the world. It's so important, isn't it?
It's very important. I totally agree with you. Our news channels should be a bit more balanced because there's no gloom around the world. There is some goodness going on. People are doing wonderful charitable work. There's lots of healing work going on, which is not being reported. So our news is not being balanced at all, unfortunately. It's all just goes down the gloom, the negativity, and that's what they're planting on the mind belt, and it affects us all. I mean, I always feel very down after watching the news. I don't know how about you. It's not great. Obviously, there is lots of bad things happening around the world, but there are some good things happening as well. So it needs to be balanced out for sure.
For sure. So the second freedom, love. Mars Sector 8 describes love not as an emotion, but as universal energy. How does this challenge our understanding of love?
Yes, it's very, very interesting because it's above emotion. It's above sentiment. It's not possession. It's not even limited to individuals because he describes love as impersonal. It's universal. It's a universal love he's speaking of. And this love energy flows through all life. And I would like to quote Mars Sector 6 again from the second freedom. He says, love is not the measure of emotion, whether soft or violent. It is something deeper, something greater, something which cannot be measured even in mind conception. So it's a very, very high description and understanding of love energy. And I must say, I'm very fascinated about God or the creator or the absolute. And I'm very fascinated by the concept of creation itself because it goes into it in this freedom when he says that if you can imagine, let's just imagine that in the very beginning, there was only potential. There was nothing. Only potential existed. And for reasons unbeknown to our present understanding, God or Absolute or the creator of all life created the original potential. And then it introduced certain forces into potential, bringing into being manifestation, what we see around us. And finally, and this is it, finally came the preservation of that manifestation. And love energy is the preserving force.
Keeps it all together.
It keeps it all together.
It's what God is, isn't it? Because God is omnipresent inside of everything, and it's the love energy that it's the gel, it's the love energy that keeps it flowing and functioning.
That's why it's limitless. That's why it's unconditional, and that's why it's impersonal, because it's love of all and love for all, which is exactly opposite from hate. So people who have hate in their lives, that's why we need to send them healing, so they are inspired to go within and contact that beautiful light within us all, this love energy, and they can radiate this love energy so they can transmute the hate, the coldness of their heart, and radiate this beautiful love energy through them.
That is so true, because once you feel that connection with the love energy of source, it helps you to love everyone and everything. You know, that's what it does. It transmutes that negative energy, the ego. It transmutes it all. It's so empowering, isn't it? Beautiful. Yes.
It is beautiful. And that's what I love about these freedoms. They explain these things. They explain what love is. They explain why bravery is so important in our daily lives. And we can all implement them. We can all use them. Once we understand them, why are they there, then we can use them and it will help us.
Yes, definitely. And the text says, love is the healer of disease and the creator of peace. How does this translate into healing practice?
Very much so. And again, referring back to this freedom, it says, Mars Sector 6, is that, here it is, this sheet. It says, love is the transmuter of war. It is the creator of peace. Love as such is the healer of disease. And if we truly manifest this love energy and this second freedom, it will bring to our world, as it says here, freedom from want, freedom from war, freedom from disease, freedom from one's lost self, freedom from hate, freedom from even basic emotionalism. Because everything in the universe responds to this love energy. It heals, it transmutes, it uplifts, it transforms us. Spiritual healing is one of the highest expressions of love energy. And it's something that anyone can do. We can all do it. It's not the gift of the few, healing. We can all tap into the universal supply of energy and send it out in love, in compassion to humanity, to individuals, to loved ones. We can send it out to the whole world. And because action and reaction are opposite and equal, when we radiate pure love energy will return to us. It becomes this beautiful, endless, self-sustaining flow of beautiful cycle of giving and receiving.
Wow, that's beautiful, because whatever you give, you shall receive. It's a circle, isn't it, that comes around. And it's the most powerful energy in our realm, in the universe. Yeah. Wow. And you mentioned anyone can, channel love energy through healing. And can you tell us what this may look like for someone who's just a beginner who's never done this before? Because as you said, we are all healers and we can all bring that energy through us into this world. So yeah, tell us a little bit for a beginner.
Yes. So anyone who is interested in sending love energy to our world, we can all do that. All we have to do is just by raising our hands as such, closing the eyes, and we can do it at the end of this show, and just visualize white light flowing through us, down through the head, out through the palms of the hands, and also send it out from the heart chakra. This is the center of love, the heart chakra, which is just a few inches front of the breastbone within the aura. And then we just send it out, this pure white light. Visualize white because it contains all the colors of the spectrum. Visualize this white energy flowing out through us, out to our loved ones. We can send it. We can send it to the whole world. We could see the whole world bathed in pure white energy. And important thing to remember is that when we send distant healing, which can be very effective, that we always visualize the person we're sending it to well. We don't visualize them. We don't see them ill in bed. We want to give the power to our visualization. So it has to be positive. So you see them well, happy, healthy. When we send healing to the world, let's say healing to the Gaza region, again, we don't see it in war, people suffering, but we see it in peace, people living in harmony with one another, people are being happy and living in abundance and so forth. So that's very, very important. Our visualizations are very powerful. And we want to give power to what we visualize, so we want to keep it positive always.
Lovely, absolutely beautiful, beautiful. And distinguishing between emotional love and universal love, what does the role of selfishness play in becoming a clean channel of love energy?
Yes, so emotional love would be more for a loved one, but universal love is a selfless love. So when we send love into the world, as illustrated earlier, we do more than just help individuals. We also help to raise the vibration of our planet and bring relief to the suffering on a global scale. And also when we combine our love energy with prayer, and also mantra is a very, very powerful way to draw higher vibratory energy into us, then it becomes a more powerful, a truly powerful act of service, a force that can uplift our soul and also can help not only heal us, because we are actually channels, we channel energy through us. And even though our focal point is not us, but someone else or the world, this healing energy will still flow through us and it will help us. It will bring on healing within us too.
Yeah.
But it will also bring healing to the world, because what we send out, it will also return.
Yeah. Love is the most important, beautiful energy in the universe. That is for sure. Wow. And the third, freedom. And this is so important. Service. The freedoms suggest that greatness today is not withdrawal from the world, but service within it. And this is so important, this shift in spiritual philosophy, because as a yogini, all the yogis in the past used to go into caves for 50, 60 years, all of their life, and just go into samadhi and not ever come out and give their teachings to the world. But I think the world is in such chaos and we're in such a shift in consciousness. It needs us to do the work for ourselves, our inner exploration and our inner spirituality, and our inner enlightenment, and give that of service to others so that we give that out to the world. It's so important. So how do you see this shift in spiritual philosophy? In spiritual philosophy, it's amazing.
Absolutely. Times have changed. Maybe hundreds of years ago, it was fine to go into a shrine, go into the wilderness, and cut ourselves off from civilization and retreat to a cave to reach a deeper states of meditation and self-development. But times have certainly changed, because now greatness is measured very, very differently. So the greatest people are nowadays are those who still touch those higher states of consciousness, still go within, because we still have to go within. But they remain in the cities, in towns, and so forth, live among people, in the noise, in the clutter, but still go out in service, in helping others in many practical ways. People do that. And that's the opportunity we all have to bring spirituality into action, to use our compassion, our prayers, our healing to uplift those around us, because in the end, it is not the retreat from the world that defines our spiritual greatness, but service to others.
Yes, that is so true. And being of service to others helps our own spirituality, raises our own kundalini, because as you give, so shall you receive. It's so important. And we all have to have periods in our life where we go into our cave, where we go for our own dark night of the soul. That's a period of reflection and contemplation and learning about ourselves and releasing the darkness. And, we all have to go there. But then we come back and then we use that to elevate the world, to give it out to others and to be of service. It's just beautiful, isn't it?
It is. It's a wonderful thing to be able to do, and we can all do it. We all have time to do it. It's just finding that time.
Yes.
The hardest is, if we're honest with ourselves, is self-discipline.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's easier, perhaps, when you're in an ashram. And I know someone who actually came from an ashram and lived out of an ashram for a couple of years. But then, for some reason, he felt he was drawn back to the ashram to live in that environment and follow his guru, and he's happy, which is fine. But it's much harder to live outside the ashram world and use our self-discipline, because we don't have a guru to tell us every day and watch over us, how we're progressing in our spiritual development. We have to do it for ourselves. So it's extra harder.
Yeah.
But then we can all do it. We all have the ability to do it. We just have to do it.
and that's what happened to me. I had my guru, but something happened, and it was like he pushed me away, because his teaching was that we are all the guru. We are all the Buddha. You've got to go into your cave to find your inner Buddha, your inner guru, because they can only teach you to some level, but then you have to go in to find that. And what I believe in is being the householder yogini. Yeah.
Yes.
That's what we call it. That's what we call it. Yeah. We call it the householder yogini because we are of the 5D, the spirit, the spiritual world. We are divine and we are human, but we are both. So we have to use our divinity and our humanity. We have to go into the human world as well to bring that balance and that harmony, and to help in both sides. That's what the balance is, isn't it? That we're all wanting.
It is, and it's not easy.
No.
It's not easy, but I think our reward will be great if we just pursue this path, and if we just start slowly, just a few minutes a day. And if you miss a day, don't be disheartened. There's another day. Do it tomorrow. Make sure you do it the next day and the next day. So just gradually you bring this routine. I think that's the secret. Bring this routine into your daily life, but never give up on it. Never, ever give up. Keep pushing on, keep pursuing and on your spiritual path, because you will go through some amazing experiences if you keep at it.
Beautiful, yes. And Mars Sector, it's Mars Sector 6. It's 6, isn't it? Mars Sector
6, yes.
Yes. He said, in these days upon Earth, it is selfless action called service, which will count on your initiation of tomorrow. That is so beautiful, isn't it? That is so beautiful.
Yes. In other words, it's not just belief, it's not theory, or it's not even just meditation alone that will shape our future. It's selfless action, which is service. So he says in his text, it's the greatest yoga, the greatest religion, the greatest path any one of us can take is to help those in need. And purely because that's what our world needs right now. It's the opposite from selfishness, it's selflessness in action,
Yes.
which the true measure of spiritual greatness. And when we serve, we burn up negative karma. We also accelerate our evolution. We're creating positive karma for ourselves. And through this, we are moving closer and closer and closer to our lasting freedom, which will lead us from ascension onwards. And once we realize the oneness of all life, service becomes inevitable, because how can you turn away from suffering where we know that we are all connected, we are all part of the same source? And admittedly, this realization doesn't come overnight. It is the result of previous lives of experiences, which will bring us to this point of our evolution, to desire to help others. But more we do that, more we raise our hands to send distant healing to others, contact healing, placing our hands and sending healing into another person. Animals, plants also love healing energy and they respond to it. Everything responds to this beautiful healing energy, love energy.
Yes. And what you said, just that we all suffer. We all suffer. And through the contrast and the suffering, we learn, we have empathy for others who therefore suffer. We understand through our own suffering how others are feeling through theirs. And all the great spiritual, people in the world that have lived and died, they all went through their dark night. They all went through immense suffering, and they turned that around and they made their peace with it, and it helped them bring peace to their past, bring peace to their now, and to give peace to the world. Yeah.
And that's why these freedoms are so helpful. Because in the first freedom, we are told to just study our life, study what experiences we are going through, and detaching from all the emotions that are attached to it, and learning from that experience. Why are we going through that experience? What is there for me to learn? Is there anything from me to learn? And then if there is, once we have recognized it, we can turn it around. We can rise above it. We can do something about it. We can manifest this beautiful love energy. If someone has treating us badly, we can send them healing. If you will help not only yourself, but you also help that person. They may not even know about it, but you're helping them. And, and then you break this chain. And you won't have to go through that experience again. You'll go through different set of experiences.
You
So
elevate. Elevation, yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very important. These freedoms are key. It should be like our Bible, refer to it. When you go through an experience, just look back and read. There might be a passage which will become as a beautiful healing balm and help you or give you the answer that you're looking for. That is truly enlightening, and we can use it in our daily life for certain.
Beautiful, beautiful. And how does service help us overcome? Well, we've talked about that, selfishness, and it does elevate our spiritual evolution. Because you're giving that out, it and naturally raises your kundalini, naturally, doesn't it?
Yes, and sometimes we might feel that this progress feels slow, but it's real. Again, take a beautiful quote from this freedom, third freedom, showing us a true result of service. It says that kill possession, transmute selfishness into service for others, and your reward will come. Enlightenment, like the break of dawn upon the darkest night, will cast the shadows of this night before it. Serve, and you will become enlightened. Serve, and you will be practicing true selfless love. Serve, and the mighty power of Kundalini will rise in a natural, unforced fashion. Open the chakra jewels within your higher bodies. In will pour inspiration, and you will be standing on the very verge of the initiation into adeptship.
Wow.
It's a meditation, is it not?
Yes, it is.
But it shows us that if we serve, if we give our love, help other people, then over time we'll become enlightened. We'll gain enlightenment. And enlightenment, which will be, we're speaking about in the next show, it comes in different stages. If we serve, we'll be practicing selfless love, of course.
That's right.
But through these actions, these are all essentials for Kundalini to rise. But it will rise in a natural, unforced fashion. We don't have to force it. It will start rising up through the chakra jewels, through our chakras within our higher bodies. That means if we rise above fear, if we live in love, our higher chakras will function better, more in balance, more in harmony with the other chakras as well. And then inspiration, intuition can pour in, which will guide us even further into greater light, into our unlimited potential, into adeptship. So if all humanity embraced service, the world would transform overnight.
Wow.
And I think there is, you could notice, and I think you touched on it, that people's consciousness and awareness and realization is changing. People are becoming more aware, they're becoming more conscious of the suffering around the world. And there are many charitable people, they are light workers, that's what they are.
Yeah.
They're helping people in so many ways, through charities, through sending their love energy to the world, sending out healing energy through prayers, and many, many ways, definitely.
Oh, beautiful. And they are acts of service, aren't they? Simple acts. So it's simple acts of service that we can do in our everyday lives. Can you give us some little examples?
Yeah, sure. So service doesn't need to be global to matter. A simple kind of kindness, like a prayer for someone in need, healing for a friend, healing for the world. These are service too. But I'm sure we all felt it, that when we help someone, it feels good, does it not?
Yeah.
It feels like we have done something good. So offering small kindness, like let's say helping the homeless or someone even cross the road, that's a good deed.
Your neighbor.
If you could do just one good deed a day, I think that's a good motive to have.
It is.
Checking in on someone, because care doesn't need a reason, does it?
Yeah.
Sharing what you have, whether it's food, time, or even wisdom.
Yeah.
Or listening to someone. You
Yeah.
know, these are all acts of service or acts of kindness. And I'm going to come back to the freedoms again, because I think they're the best. It says, Mars Sector 6 says, by your service, you can help to heal those who are sick, and you should. By your service, you can help to give encouragement and strength to those who are depressed and weak, and you should do this. By your service, you can throw a dazzling beam of scintillating, white, vibrant energy into the darkness of a suffering world and raise it. And it says, it is by God. It is the jewel in the rock of attainment.
Yes.
Which is actually the motto of the Aetherius Society. Service is the jewel in a rock of attainment. It's a very, very beautiful phrase. So there you go. It's even in the 9 freedoms. It's how we can serve and how we can other people.
Yes. And also, when you begin to do that, you take the energy off of you off of us, maybe our situation that we are suffering, that we are going through. It dissipates that. It dissipates that because you're putting your energy onto others, onto serving others. And the more we do that, the more it takes away, the severity of what if we are going through a tough, challenging period of our own lives, and it will, and the answers will come and the solutions will come because you're in that energy, that love energy will come back to you and give you that solution and help you through helping others. It's beautiful.
It is. An interesting thing is that the other day I was speaking to someone, and what we do is in the Aetherius Society, we are engaged in energy work, sending out positive love energy on a global scale, and we do it through services and in many forms. And we do a world healing service most days. It's online 12 blessings. Anyone can join in with that. And during this, we say the prayers from the 12 blessings. Now, this person is just learning these blessings. But once you have learned these prayers, then you can really focus on the words. You can focus on the energy and send it through you. And he was saying is that, I said, I'm doing them every day, but I'm not sure if I don't particularly feel anything at the moment. So I was trying to explain to him that once you have learned these prayers, you'll be able to start feeling the energy flowing through you more. But I also made the point is that you may not notice the difference in yourself. But I bet that over time, other people will notice a difference in you because it will transform you. It will change you. It will raise your vibration. Because that's what we are doing. When we tap into this universal supply of spiritual energy and send it through us, it will change us. It's bound to. It has to.
Yes.
And because we do it on a regular basis, we may not necessarily notice an immediate change within us. But people around us will notice a difference, the positive difference within us. And in that way, you will help to inspire other people too. And of course, within us, around us, we have an aura, which is our psychic counterpart. Our aura will change.
Yes, brighten. The light within will turn on, and others see the light, and and then more lights are turned on. Yes.
Absolutely. And or they may not even see your light, but they feel it. They feel like, I like to be in the presence of this person. For some reason, I feel so much better, so much more positive. So even by walking on a street, you could help people.
Yes.
Just purely because of your vibration. If you raise your vibration, if you become more a spiritual being, then you will help people around yourself. Which is quite an interesting thought, is it not?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's just by being, you're an example, yes, of that light.
Yeah, and through that we are serving, helping others.
Beautiful, beautiful. And finally, can you please, wonderful Noémi, you really are a wonderful, wonderful, highly spiritual, loving woman, and we thank you for all of the work that you do in giving out so much love energy and explaining all of this as well, because these are highly, esoterical teachings sometimes, and you'll bring it down. The way you explain them is so beautiful, and it really makes us understand them. So finally, can you guide us in a beautiful healing love energy to give that out to the world?
Absolutely, I would love to. And I think because there is lots of strife in the world, but perhaps I would like to focus on one region, which is the Gaza region, because there were peace talks, peace was holding, that peace was broken. So it's a very, very fragile area. And what we want to see is peace, lasting peace in Gaza, don't we not? Because people there have, men, women, and even children have suffered so much, and we would love them to be able to once again regain normality in a daily life, and so they can live in peace which we do take for granted in the West, do we not? And so they can, live in normality, in peace and harmony once again. So I'll ask you now to, if you'd like to join in with me, just to close the eyes. Place the palms facing downwards on our knees, because we have chakras in the palms of our hands, and we'll use these chakras to radiate energy through us very shortly. But for now, we want to just fill ourselves with wonderful healing energy. So the feet are on the ground, the eyes are closed, the spine is straight, purely so that the energy can flow through us freely. There is no restriction. The body is relaxed. If you need to, just roll the shoulders around, relieve any tension, and just make the breath long and even, drawing into us universal peace. Feel at peace. Just detach from your surroundings and turn your focus within you, where there is great peace, where there is great light. And now visualize above the head pure white energy. Try to feel and also see this white vibration flow down through us now, down through the head. And as it flows down through the head, it recharges every cell of our brain. Try to feel and see this dynamic charge in the head as the white light flows down through us. Draw it into yourself like a magnet. Do not force, but allow it to flow down into you. And then draw this further down the neck, the shoulders, the top part of the body, and into the heart chakra, which is just a few inches front of the breastbone. And activate this center of love, this beautiful center with pure white vibration. And just allow this white energy flow out freely through us. And you can spend as long as you wish, just visualizing yourself bathed in white light. You can even take it down through the whole body. But this time we are going to visualize it flowing out through us for the benefit of others. And I invite you once again to raise your hands, as I illustrated before, or you could open the eyes. So I'm illustrating it now. Palms are facing forwards, fingers closely together. And just close the eyes and continue visualizing white light flowing down through the head. This time take it down the arms, and the energy, this white energy, flows out now from the palms of the hands and the heart chakra. And as you channel this energy through you, also channel your love energy through you. Feel a great compassion for people in Gaza and see them there living in peace and harmony. And you can also say a little prayer if you wish, something like this. O Holy Creator of all life, we pray to you now that your love energy, your light energy may flow through us in great abundance to the region of Gaza, so that people there once again live in peace and harmony, so that may they be united. O Holy Lord, we pray that may the flower of peace bloom in the Gaza region. May those who are working for peace be given the strength, be given the guidance, be given the courage to continue with their life-saving work, helping to bring peace and retain peace in that region. And we also request, O Holy Creator of all life, that those who have been affected by the fighting there, their bodies and auras be now bathed in a beautiful balm of healing light. May they be given strength and courage, and their hearts be lifted up into the holy embrace of Almighty God and imbued in the wondrous light of the Absolute, giving them hope, strength, and courage. O Holy Lord, O wondrous Parabrahma, may your light shine forth in brilliant radiance to the region of Gaza and help those who live there, help those who are working for peace at this time. Almighty God, may your divine will be done. And in conclusion, you might want to open your eyes as we now perform this hand sign, also known as mudra, brushing the right palm against the left away from you. And this helps to block the energy flow. And it also signifies the completion of our practice, because detachment is very important. It's important to be able to detach from our spiritual practices, from our healing, radiating of love energy, and move on to something else.
Wow, absolutely beautiful. I really felt the beautiful light coming down. It was very, very powerful. And I'm sure that all of our listeners would have felt that as well. And it's something that they can do every day, you know, to the whole world, to or Pacific areas, it's beautiful, or to their loved ones, to themselves. It's so important. You know, every single healing that we give out elevates the vibration of the world, doesn't it? It's beautiful.
And I think that's if people experience it, if people can feel the energy flowing through them, it becomes a real thing. That's why it's so important just doing it. And more often you do it, more often you tune in, more you will be channeling this energy through you, this wonderful healing love energy through you, and more you will experience it. And that's the
More
beauty of it.
brighter. Yeah, it becomes, the more powerful it
Yes.
becomes.
Yes.
It really does. It's so powerful. And it's just profound. And please, Noémi, where can we read the 9 freedoms and you know, and you know, give us the where we can do all of your events at the Aetherius Society as well?
Yes, so I have a website as well where you can see the activities I run in house and also of online. We have an online community where people can join in. So my website is Noémi Bates, so it's Noemi Bates.com. Or you can go to our webpage, aetherius.org, which is aetherius.org, where you'll be able to read more about how you can join in with world healing services, how you can help our world, how you can help your loved ones, how you can get hold of a copy of the 9 freedoms. You'll find it all there.
Wonderful. Noémi, I just would love to say it's such a wonderful experience to have you on the show and to give us your divine wisdom and knowledge. So thank you for being on the Great Awakening Show.
Well, thank you very much. It's a learning curve for me as well. But in a next show, I'm quite looking forward to that. Well, not quite. I'm very much looking forward to that because we're going to look at the higher freedoms, which is enlightenment, which is the culmination of bravery, love, and service, will take us into enlightenment, cosmic consciousness, and ascension, which we mentioned throughout this show, which are all the results of the first 3 freedoms. But I would like to leave you until then. I would like to say just like be brave, live in love, and then serve.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.